Life Audio.
Welcome to the Crosswalk Devotional. We're glad to have you listening with us. Today's topic is on New Year's resolutions and whether they're really just failing propositions. We'll return with the devotional after a brief message from our sponsor. Are resolutions failing propositions? Written and read by Kelly Balarie. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26:41. I set my specific goals to improve on January 1st. However, somewhere between 3 days to 3 weeks later, my resolution was done, broke, and entirely over. I can't say I'm proud of it. My spirit was willing, but my flesh proved weak. And in a spirit of confession before you, fellow Christian, I must admit this wasn't an isolated incident either. I've broken resolution after resolution. I commit things and don't always follow through. I sometimes hate myself for it too. Ever been there? It's frustrating. The New Year resolution that was supposed to bless, inspire, and make me better defeated, discouraged, and deflated me. Grr. So here we are again, in the midst of a new year. The time of year when people are throwing up resolution-like things like bullets all over social media sites. A time when they say, I'm going to blank. I'll stop blank. The word of the year is blank. Hearing all of these bold declarations almost makes you feel like a lazy loser if you're not participating. At the same time, and I think it's a valid question to ask, do resolutions even work? And are they God's best intent for us? Research shows only 9% of people keep their New Year's resolutions. 23% give up by the first week. 43% give up by February. Even the holy and saintly disciples broke a resolution. In Jesus' hour of intense agony and sorrow in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus told them to sit nearby and to keep watch with him. I'm sure they determined with great inner resolution to accomplish this, to obey and to pray, just like Jesus had said. Yet it wasn't too long until Jesus returned and found them asleep. So much for that resolution. Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. Couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour, he asked Peter. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26:41-42. Ultimately, what it comes down to is resolution without intercession is ineffective. Resolution without God's accompanying grace is counterproductive. Resolution without keeping watch leads to falling into temptation. In all this, I can't help but think it is better not to say, I'm going to do this year, but instead to pray, God, give me the grace and show me how to do this today. Reveal me what I should watch out for. One sets it up for defeat, the other sets itself up to rely on God. Just as I want my kids to trust me as I teach them, versus being a know-it-all who can do it all, God wants our trust too. In this we can be encouraged. God has all the grace we need, like fresh bread with fresh daily equipping power, all packed inside. We can approach him day by day, moment by moment, for all the grace we need in our hour of need, without setting ourselves up for defeat. What if, instead of declaring some massive resolution, we get about daily intercession for the deep desires of our heart? Perhaps then we'll see, even in the failings, God is gleaning great learnings for us as we go forward. Our life change is not by our own power or might. but it all happens by the Spirit of God. Intersecting life and faith. What do you want to see change in your life? What if morning by morning you ask God to help you, you seek His way, and you keep on knocking? How might God's grace be more valuable than your own willpower? How have you seen God change you in the past? Ask Him to do it again.
The Crosswalk Devotional is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review this podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
If you're tired of parenting advice and news headlines that are more confusing than assembling IKEA furniture, we've got just the podcast for you. My dear friend Abby and I are here to help you navigate the parenting roller coaster.
Should your kids be on social media? What should you tell a friend facing an unplanned pregnancy? These are just some of the many questions we tackle on our podcast.
Subscribe to The Real Deal of Parenting wherever you find your podcast.